Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Debbie, and today I have a new foundation I want to test out with you guys. So this is the second time that I'm trying to film this video. The first time, let me tell you guys what happened. So I ended up picking up the foundation from Walmart. It was the Covergirl Trublend Matte Made foundation. It had white chunks in it, and I don't remember anybody stating like it had like chunks, you know, and they were like literally like all over the place when I started blending it out. At first I thought it was the sponge. I was looking at it, I was like, is my sponge messed up? Like I thought maybe there was like a hole or something, but even so, I've never seen my sponge do something like that. So I was totally confused, and then I started to like unscrew it, and I saw that it was chunkier, and like I saw a bunch of white stuff on it. So I was like, yeah, no. And then I put it on my hands, and I said, let me see if I can actually show you guys what I'm talking about. Let me see, so I don't get it all over the place, but it literally has like white chunks that don't. All right, yeah, and they're grainy. So look, I mean, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see that. It does feel like grainy on the skin. So I'm guessing that it didn't blend the right way the first time. Like this was probably like a really bad one from a bad batch. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but I mean, you definitely feel it when you were applying it. So I was like, all right, I can go to Walmart, but I don't want to go to Walmart because my Walmart always seems to have a long ass line in the customer service area. So I was like, I refuse to go to Walmart. And I was like, all right, so you know what? I'm going to contact Covergirl themselves. I private messaged them, and they didn't answer. It took them like I private messaged Covergirl on Instagram, and it took them a couple days to answer because not directly from that message, but they posted a picture on Instagram, and I commented and left my message there because obviously I wasn't getting anywhere with the private message. So I messaged them there. They said that they saw to check the message again, that they messaged me back in regards to the foundation. They were really nice enough to send me the foundation, a brand new one, which was really nice of them. And they also sent a little card. It said, "Hi Debbie, sending along a new Trueblend Matte Made foundation for you in shade T10. Can't wait to see the amazing hashtag Covergirl made looks that you create. XO, the Covergirl team, XX." So it was really nice of them to send this out to me. No questions asked. So they're really good with their customer service, which was amazing. It took them a couple days from that message. So, you know, but it doesn't matter. They still got the job done. And now I'm happy that I'm actually here to share the foundation and my thoughts on it. So let's jump right in. All right, so I ended up requesting for the same shade that I picked up at the store. It is the shade T10. I don't know if this is going to match me. I'm hoping so. If not, we are going to make it work. All right, so I'm going to read a little bit about the foundation from the Covergirl website. All right, so for right now, it has a 4-star rating on this foundation. And it's been out for a while, so 4-star, I mean, it's pretty decent, right? On Amazon, it's $8.49. At Walmart.com, it's $8.42. And there's also you're able to check on the Covergirl website what other retailers carry their foundation. All right, so moving on to what it says. It says, from your favorite Covergirl foundation line comes a matte formula that isn't drying or cakey. Trueblend Matte Made's formula is developed with the Flexi Hold technology that creates a strong yet flexible film on skin for durable and comfort, while the mattifying powders absorb oil and minimize pores for soft, matte, flawless finish. Up to 12 hours of wear, 12-hour comfort matte, pore minimizing, oil control, transfer resistant, all in 40 shades. So 40 shades is amazing. That is great. That is a really big range of shades for them to have. So I mean, hopefully it just covers everybody in the light, the medium, and the dark. meaning also pink undertones, yellow undertones, olive undertones, and all that other stuff. I mean, like I said, hopefully this one that I picked up is perfect or close enough for me to work with. I'm really looking forward to the pore minimizing and the transfer resistant. Also making sure that it's not drying or cakey. I hate both of those. It is really uncomfortable. So it's supposed to say it's supposed to be a comfortable foundation. So we will see how well it works. So far, I just did my brows. I just cleaned my brows. I didn't do anything else. Nothing is applied onto my skin at the moment. So we are actually going to apply one of my favorite primers, and this is the Maybelline Master Prime. I'm not going to apply a pore minimizing primer like I usually do. If you guys watch my videos, I always use two primers. One for my face, my whole face, and one specifically for my pores. So I am just going to apply this one. I always apply primers, so it's not like I'm gonna test out this foundation with just the foundation on its own. So I'm just going to jump in with the primer and apply this all over the face. Alright, so before I go on and apply the foundation, I want to give you a little bit of information on my skin type. I am oily. I have an oily T-zone, so that means I do get oily on my forehead, on my nose, and my chin. I do get a little bit oily here, not crazy, but definitely on my forehead and my nose, and a tad on my chin. Alright, so to test out this foundation today, I am going to go in with a sponge on the left side and a brush on the right. So I do use both. I usually do use mostly my sponge, but there are days that I do use a brush. So I would like to see the difference between the two. Hopefully there is no difference. For the sponge, I am going to go in with the Real Techniques damp sponge. This is a clean sponge, so it should be good. And for the brush side, I am going to take my Sigma Round Kabuki. This is the F82. So starting off with the left side, I'm going to apply just a little bit onto the sponge. Okay, this is all right. You have to twist the cap. All right, so you gotta pump it out. There you go. And I used pretty much, we're gonna say like a pump, because that first pump didn't count, whatever came out. So here we go. Let me zoom you guys in. All right, so here we go. It doesn't smell like the other foundation that they came out with before this one. It smelled more like soap. This one doesn't smell as soapy as the other one. And I feel like this color is pretty good for me right now because I am tanned. It is really easy to blend. And I mean, it is pretty light coverage because right now, I mean, this is just one application, as you guys saw, and I still see my like dark spots. It's not really covering much. So I'm going to apply just a little bit more, one more pump on the sponge, and let's see if that works. Adds a little bit more coverage. All right, so that added a tad bit more coverage. Yeah, that is way better than what it was. Yeah, hell yeah. Now, like, it definitely covered up the spots that I had. Alright, so for the coverage at the moment, I feel like it's pretty decent. It is light to medium coverage. This is definitely, to me, not a full coverage foundation. It doesn't feel heavy at all. It doesn't feel cakey on this side since I applied it with the sponge. It was nice and easy to blend. The shade for me at the moment, this is actually a really good shade because I am tan. So this is actually a really good shade. And now I'm going to go in onto the right side and I'm going to use the brush. So I'm going to apply 2 pumps onto the brush. And I'm just going to dot it, I guess, on my face. Yeah, it definitely has a lighter soapy smell. I couldn't stand the other one, to be honest with you. It was like too overpowering of a smell. Alright, so now that I'm done applying the left side with the sponge and the right side with the brush, I do feel like both sides are pretty even. I mean, the application is pretty much the same. I like the sponge side more, but I love using the sponge more than I do the brush. There are days where I'm like, oh, it applies better with a brush, but in this case, I still feel like the sponge side is my favorite side. But again, they are very even in coverage at the moment. But with the sponge side, I am seeing a couple of white dots right here. Let me see if I can zoom you in, if you guys can see. And this is exactly what I saw on that foundation that was probably from a bad batch. It probably didn't mix properly. This is not as bad as what it was, and it doesn't feel like it's scratching my face. So let me show you. I don't know if you guys can see, but I have like right here like little white dots, and then right here. So this is exactly a little clip of not bad from the last batch, like I said, but it's definitely very similar to what I had when I was trying to film the first video. You see? Hopefully you guys can see that. Alright, so I'll be right back. I'm going to finish off my face off camera, and I will be right back. Alright guys, so I'm back, and as you can see, I finished off my makeup. I will be leaving all of the products that I used down in the description bar for you guys in case you guys are interested. But just so you guys know, when I applied the concealer and everything else and set everything, because even though this is a new foundation, I am going to use it the way I would normally use it. So it did apply nicely, everything over top. It glided on really nicely, really well. There was no blotchiness, no hesitation towards any of the products. And yeah, I went for a simple look today just because I am going to be running errands. I am going to Target, to Walmart, and to the market. So I mean, I will check in a couple of hours. Right now it is 11:30 on the dot, and I will be back in a couple of hours just to let you guys know how the foundation is wearing throughout the day. Maybe I'll check in twice or maybe once, and that's it. But yeah, so far it's so good, and yeah, I will be back and see you guys in a little bit. Alright guys, so I'm back, and right now it is 5:35. It's officially been 6 hours since I applied this foundation. Up here on my forehead, it did get a little bit oily. On my nose, a tad bit oily. Nothing on my chin, surprisingly. Well, actually no, my chin doesn't really get oily like that, but it is rubbing off a little bit. I see like creasing on my smile lines. Let me show you. So right here, as you can see, right here I have the creasing, the separation from the foundation right there. On my nose, I have a little bit of oil right here. I have oily right here on my forehead and the bridge of my nose. But overall, I don't hate the foundation. It still feels light on my face. I don't feel like I have anything on. Then again, the weather today wasn't crazy humid. It was actually a pretty nice, decent day today. Alright, so those are some of the oils right there, in case you guys are curious. Not that much. I really didn't get crazy oily with this foundation. Alright guys, so as you guys saw, I did not get that oily, which actually was really nice to see that, you know, with this foundation I can actually you know, rely on the fact that I'm not going to get crazy oily on my forehead. I mean, that was really like absolutely nothing compared to what I've seen before. And this was with setting it and everything, and that's 6 hours, you guys. I have to say that this is definitely not a 12-hour wear foundation. I believe that's what one of the claims was. My pores, that's another thing. My pores are actually not an issue, so I feel like it definitely minimizes the pores like it said. It did crease here, like I said, on my smile lines. That does happen to me, but I have to actually really set it well. I really don't have much to complain about. I feel like this is pretty decent, I guess, for whatever. And yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't yet. And I will see you guys on the next one. Bye!